And good morning, Laker Nation. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Monday. Welcome to another edition of the Forum of Los Angeles Lakers podcast right here on the GRYD Sports Network. I am your host and content creator, Patrick L. Brown. And man, what a bounce back win last night for the Lakers over the Orlando Magic with the final score of 111-105 over the visiting Magic. Now, if you listen to my debut episode on the GRYD, I had pretty much went off on AD and pretty not really bashing him, but pretty much expressing, what is his motor. Well, we won't talk much about AD this morning because all I got to say is we have our closer in Austin Reaves. If you were not able to watch the game tonight, let me give you a little bit of a quick recap of what happened on last night's events. Our Lakers hosting the Orlando Magic in what was a very crucial and winnable game for the Lakers. Orlando coming in, with Paolo Banchero, who's been playing fairly good. This Orlando team is, I'll say this about the Magic, Laker Nation. They compete. They really compete because I was impressed with what I saw from Paolo Banchero and then Cole Anthony and Markelle Fultz finding a home in Orlando, after getting out of Philadelphia a few years ago. But today is all about Austin Reaves, ladies and gentlemen. Austin Reaves, let's just give you a recap of what Austin did last night. Off the bench, he had a career-high 35 points. He had 6 assists, and he was dynamite from the field. 9 of 14, and shot 16 of 18 from the free throw line. He's the closer, and I mentioned this yesterday on the show that he is the one player that we need on the floor when it's clutch time. He is not afraid of big moments. He is not afraid to go do the dirty work. He was playing like a man possessed. It's like he couldn't miss. He was knocking down shots. He was getting rebounds. He was locked in and he was focused. It was very, very, very productive. It was a lot of production off the bench for this young man. I like his energy. I like his poise. There's nothing that I don't like about Austin Reaves. This team has went through 35 lineups and 72 games. That's a lot of lineups, for almost 3/4 of the season for the Lakers, considering the roster changes and injuries and whatnot and trying to find their rotation. But I will point out this about the Lakers, what I saw, after going back and watching highlights. The second unit with Dennis the Menace Schroeder, Austin Reaves, D'Angelo Russell, Rui Hachimura, and Wayne Gabriel, that's a unit that scores. I'm very impressed with that unit, and I believe that's the one that works best once AD goes to the bench. There's more ball movement. It's smoother. Defenses have to account for everybody on the court. It's not all focused around AD. To AD's credit, he did, have a quiet night, but the 3 blocks, came at very pivotal times of the game. I believe AD, he finished with, let me see if I can pull it up here. Anthony Davis finished with 15 points, 11 rebounds, a double-double, 6 of 15 from the field. That's a little glaring, but he played 34 minutes. But going down through the stats, D'Angelo Russell gave us 18 points, Troy Brown Jr. 12 points. Vanderbilt was monster on the glass, so that's always a plus when you can dominate the glass. We've got Schroeder had 12 points, and Rui Hachimura had 8 points with 5 rebounds. Overall, this team was this desperation last night, but it did get tight about late fourth quarter when Orlando would not go away, and this is one of those games where you have to close it out. You can't, piddle fart around trying to take unnecessary shots and bad defensive assignments and these are the games you have to win, you have to close, and Austin Reaves put the team on his back last night and carried us to the finish. Now we've got LeBron James is supposed to be reevaluated this week on the foot injury. Now, whether if he is cleared to play with 2 weeks left to go, it's a far gone conclusion, and it's going to be pushing it to get him back with a minimum of 7 games left to go. Like I said, I don't believe that it would be worth it him coming back if this team can just put together a string of wins and some consistency and put themselves in position to at least get to the play-in tournament. I would be fine with that. But as of last night, with the standings, the Lakers move up to 10th with that win over the Magic. As it stands right now in the Western Conference, Denver, the number 1 seed, Sacramento, 2, Memphis, 3, Phoenix, 4th, the Clippers, 5th, Mavericks, 6th, and then you go down through 7 through 10, the play-in teams. Golden State, 7, Oklahoma City, 8, Minnesota, 9th, and the Lakers, 10th. So last night's win was huge. It was a huge win in the worst way, knowing that we cannot afford any more losses from here on out. But will LeBron James be back? That's going to be determined probably by the middle of the week as far as getting him ramped up and ready to go. But we've got our showdown with Phoenix on Wednesday night as a nationally televised game on ESPN, which is that game will be at the Crypt. Now, there likely won't be no Kevin Durant, but this matchup with the Suns on Wednesday night is likely going to be a playoff game. The atmosphere and the whole 9 yards, can Austin Reaves keep this going? Because I really like this kid, Laker Nation. I really like him. He is the one player that on this team that I can trust outside of D'Angelo Russell. Dennis the Menace has been the unsung hero on some occasions, but Austin Reaves, this is the guy you want to put the ball in his hands in clutch moments. I believe this is what works, and I believe that the Lakers will go as far as Austin Reaves can take us. Maybe that's just me being prisoner of the moment of what my eye test has given me, but ladies and gentlemen, Austin Reaves is that dude. He is that dude. He is a low-key, unsung role player that this team has needed all along. A complimentary role player. Doesn't care about shot selection. He just goes out there and plays his tail off. And last night, he did just that. A man possessed. And when you get love and love from LeBron, that tells you a lot about how the team chemistry is slowly but surely developing near the end. It all boils down to one player, 2 initials, Laker Nation. That's AD. What is AD going to give me? What is he going to give us? I asked that yesterday, and this will be the lingering question that I will ask from until the end of the regular season. Can he be a dominant player that this team needs? I don't want to hear any more excuses from AD the rest of the season. You are 6'11" and you play smaller than what you look. Sometimes sometimes, like I said, I question his motor. If I could take a good chunk of Giannis and pour in AD, I would, because I know what I'm getting out of Giannis on both sides of the floor. Offensively, defensively, he can go out and give you 40 and 15 on any given night. AD's got that capability, but sometimes he's got 1 foot in and 1 foot out, and then he just kind of shies away from everything. Well, Austin Reaves, the dude plays his tail off. I love his heart, his energy, his competitiveness. Even whenever he had a couple gaffes himself, he, looks at, yeah, that's my fault, that's on me. But man, he didn't let that phase him late in the game whenever he was on one. He was on one, ladies and gentlemen. Laker Nation, that should be your fan favorite from here on out, is Austin Reaves. And to hear the chance of MVP on last night during the game, maybe that's stretching it, but he was playing like an MVP last night. The most important the most valuable player on this team right now is Austin Reaves. We all love LeBron. We love D-Lo. And we have a love-hate relationship with AD because AD is, one night he gives you 35 and 15. The next night it's 18 and 3. And then some nights he don't even crack double digits in scoring. I don't see that in Austin Reaves, I should say. I know what I'm getting from Austin Reaves. The second unit, like I mentioned earlier in the show, is what works. This is the lineup that works because defenses are going to be held accountable for all the players on the court. Wayne Gabriel is a monster on the boards. Jared Vanderbilt, whenever he's got it going, he can be a monster on the boards. But when you've got the floor with shooters with D'Lo and Schroeder and Reeves and Rui Hachimura, I mean, any of those guys can get hot at any given moment. So that's what I love about that second unit. When AD goes to the bench, that's when the scoring splurge occurs with the Lakers with their second unit. When LeBron gets back, LeBron won't have to, score 30, to get this team to the finish. He can go out and give a modest 23 and 10 in order to, it'll be a quiet 23 and 10. But when the role players are locked in and they're knocking down shots, it makes LeBron's job a lot easier. Now, I will be curious to see how the second unit flows with LeBron on the court, because that to me is where LeBron's probably going to be the point forward and probably play center on the defensive end in order to give, those long athletic wings and guards, some opportunities to do work, because these guys fly all over the field or all over the court, and it's contagious. This is the team that LeBron needs in the second unit. Be one big planet himself surrounded by shooting stars. If you know anything about the solar system and anything, you know exactly where I was going with that one in that particular imagery. Overall, it was a great win in a worse way, and we find ourselves back in the play-in tournament as of right now, as it stands, in 10th place with a little over 2 weeks to go. A lot of work to be done in a very short amount of time. Zero room of margin of error for this team. This is go time, because now it's playoffs or bust. It's a sense of urgency. It's been a sense of urgency. The team has been up and down without LeBron. It's been up and down with AD in the lineup and out of the lineup. But we get a couple days off before we have to play the Western Conference opponent in Pacific Division rival Phoenix, which is going to be a playoff game. The atmosphere, the energy in the crypt is going to be playoff atmospheric. But this is going to be the game in which will be a tall tale of the Lakers season in hindsight 2020. Can this team compete with the bigger competitive teams in the Western Conference at the end of the season? Because the Suns won't have Kevin Durant, and Devin Booker can get hot at any given moment, and Chris Paul he's still a serviceable point guard, even though he's had his fair share of shortcomings in the postseason throughout the course of his career. DeAndre Ayton, what's his motor too? Because him and Monty Williams have not been on the same page for a couple years now. So this game of Phoenix on Wednesday night is going to be highly entertaining. I will probably try to do my best to watch some highlights and make a few posts here and there about the game throughout the week. But I just wanted to hop on here this morning and give you a quick recap of what happened last night, and really, really excited about this win in a big way as a Lakers fan, and you should be happy as well. So that's all I have for today. Be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the GRYD Sports Podcast Network on Apple Podcasts, Google, YouTube, wherever you may listen to the podcasts on your smartphone or your devices. Be sure to go and check us out on our social media accounts at GRYD Network on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. You can also follow myself on the Form _17 on my IG page, which is public for viewing. Please make sure you follow all the content related to the GRYD as well as the Form. Hey, Laker Nation, happy Monday. I see y'all back in a couple of days. Be sure you look out for all exclusive content on the GRYD and also on the Form. That is all for today. Y'all stay safe. I'll see y'all in a couple of days. Be sure to take care of your physical, mental, emotional, and intimate health. Until next time, Laker Nation, I see y'all later on. Peace out. Victory Monday. God bless.